the next video here. This video, guys, is going to go in depth in regards to how are you guys going to be able to target your users for your for your Amazon product that you're going to be selling on Facebook. Okay, so like I mentioned, the most difficult part on Facebook ads, and the only reason Facebook ads do not work and people have complaints or they say that they're losing more money and it's not working, is because they are targeting the wrong people. So the longer you guys can spend on finding out your exact avatar, I guess you guys can call it, the perfect person who would purchase your product every single time. If you can find out exactly what their behavior is, where they're spending most of the time on Facebook, what pages they like, what you're looking for, then you're going to increase your chances of making your Facebook ad work for you rather than spending money and targeting to people who have zero interest and are not looking for your product, but they just see a cool ad and they just wanted to click it just to see what it's about, but they're actually not going to purchase. Okay, so it's very, very important that we do this. Now, the cool thing is Facebook has built into their business Facebook Manager, they have the audience insight. Okay, so it's completely free, and this is where we're going to actually go to do all our research so that we can find products, find a targeted avatar for your guys' product. Okay, so let's go right into it, guys. So once you're logged into your Facebook business Facebook, on the left hand side here, you're going to click Add Tools, and then you're going to click Audience Insights, and it's going to take you, let me just go back here so the little pop-up comes back. Audience Insight. It's going to take you to this page. Okay, so this is one of my clients' Facebook page that I manage in regards to creating ads for her and also getting people to like her page. So I have it built in, so I'm going to be using it to show you guys exactly how I set it up for her and how it works. Okay, so once you guys go to the Audience Insights, which I just showed you, there's going to be two different options here. Okay, so the first option is we're going to click is everyone on Facebook. This is the one that we want to target. This one is going to be only targeting people in regards to connected with your page. So we'll get to that in another video, but for right now, you guys just need to know that you need to target everyone on Facebook. Okay, so once you click that, this is where the beauty begins, guys. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of different data points here. There's a lot of information that you guys can take a look at and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be able to see is right here. There's over 200 to 250 people that are active that we can actually target in the United States for a new audience. Okay, so that's step number one. Our goal, guys, is to get this number right here down to 100,000 people. 100,000 people is going to be a great place to actually start. I'm doing some testing and seeing exactly what works and what doesn't work. And once we've narrowed it down to figure out exactly what's the best audience, now we can double down and spend more money. Okay, so the first thing that we got to do, we're going to leave all of this basic, or the way it is, standard, and then we're going to go to interest. Now we can see here what this chart, this graph here is it's showing us right now on Facebook, there's 54% of women, and then there's 46% of men on Facebook. That's telling you exactly the percentage for each age group, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the blue, if you guys are wondering what the dark blue is, that's going to be the new audience. So once we start targeting our interests and we start narrowing it down, it's going to show us how many people actually fit for that percentage. Okay, and then the gray box that's behind it, that's going to be the overall picture. It's of Amazon, meaning all those 250 million people or 200 million people. That's going to be the gray box. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that the blue box gets closer down, gets lowered, because the lower we go, that means the more targeted the audience is going to be. Okay, typically, and depending on who you're trying to target, obviously it could be the other way around. But if for this example, I know I'm going to be targeting girls. Typically the age of, I would say 18 to about 40, 45 on average is our database of clientele. So I know that these numbers will skew the other way, and that there shouldn't be a lot of men that I'm going to be targeting to. Okay, so this is how you guys are going to be able to take a look at that. We can take a look at all these tabs after, but let's get right into it. Okay, so first thing, guys, is you're going to go into the interest, and you're going to type your interest of your product. Okay, so let's just say we're doing hair So I'm going to want to do maybe hair extensions, because that's one of the solutions that she offers is a hair extension. So I click hair extensions, and automatically here, guys, this data will change like we expected. Okay, so first thing we can see here, there is around 10,000 to 15,000 monthly active users. Okay, so that's number one. So our goal, like I mentioned, is we have to get it close to 100,000 so that we have a good amount of data, an amount of people to advertise to, but also more importantly, we're not advertising to the wrong type of people. Okay, so this one's a little small, but let's not worry about that. The next thing that we want to take a look at is going to be the age and gender. So as we can see, 97% of people like hair extensions. Okay, so that's our targeted audience right now. We can see that it's on average 28%, close to 30% is between the age of 18 to 24. And then from 25 to 34, we have a 42%. And then it jumps to 20% for 35 to 44. But then you can see with men, these are going to be the areas that we're going to be targeting for men. Okay, so if you guys don't want to target men, and you know that your product is not targeting men, then you can just automatically click the women tab right here, and this will automatically disappear, and this data will just come up. Okay, so it doesn't change anything because the top SKU doesn't change anything. So you can check it like that, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now we know exactly who we're targeting. We know that anyone over the age of 54, we're really not going to get for hair extensions. It's really going to be in the younger group gender. Okay, so that's number one. So the next thing we could do is possibly do hairstyle. Now the problem with hairstyle is you can see now it's too broad of a target. Okay, so we know for a fact 100% that we're advertising to females, and the fact that this automatically changed to 14% and these numbers got skewed tells me that we're targeting the wrong audience right off the bat. Okay, number two, we can see that our audience or monthly active people actually just jumped from 10 to 15,000 to 30 to 35 million. Okay, so that's way too much. So we're just going to click out of that, and we're going to go into a different one. So we can go into hair care. Let's take a look at hair care. So click hair care again, 15 to 20 million. Too many people in here, and you can see again it's targeting men again. So we don't want to do that. So we can just keep going through this. Hair coloring. Let's see hair coloring. Hair coloring is getting smaller, 3.5 to 4 million. Okay. Let's take a look at. And if you guys get stuck too for the interest, you guys can use a website called themagazine.com, and you can just type in. Let's just say we're looking for hairstyles. We can just type that in. And it's going to bring up magazines that fit that keyword for you, so that you guys can generate some keywords that people have actually, or some magazines, that people have actually liked, so that you know that you can target those same people. Okay, so if we go through here, we can take a look at. There's not a lot of. Okay, New Beauty. This one's called New Beauty. So yeah, you'd want to find a magazine that has to do with your product.
Oh yeah.
Read because of that product, and you would just put New Magazine, and there you guys go. So with New Beauty and the hair extension built in, we're now brought our audience down to 100 to 150,000. Okay, with only 2% men, which is perfect. So we know that we're targeting 99% of women, which is perfect. We know that if we target hair extension and New Beauty, people who like New Beauty are also into. Let's find out. So New Beauty will be, so it has to do with everything, looking sexy, talking about hair, your nails, so on and so forth. So we know that we're going to be able to target good people with that targeted niche market. Okay, so that's one way you guys can do it in regards to finding magazines, or you can actually go on Facebook groups, find Facebook groups that have followings, and just target it down. Okay, so that's the first step. Now the next thing that you guys can take a look at is all the data. So Amazon or Facebook's main the advantage to Facebook is they have so many different data points that when someone's liking a page, inputting information, putting their income, following pages, commenting, whatever the case may be, Facebook will gather all that information and actually give it to you so that you know exactly what you're looking for, okay? So if we click page likes, we're going to be able to take a look at these people who like hair extensions and New Beauty magazine. They also like these top products. Okay, so we can see they like the makeup artist choice, they like makeup forever, and they like Kate Spade New York. So we can actually narrow it down now by closing these off and just putting Kate Spade New York, searching for it, and we're going to be able to narrow it down so that we're targeting people who like that, because if they like Kate Spade, they most likely like hair extensions. And as you can see, it went to 2.5 to 3 million, so that's a little too much, but that's how you guys can keep narrowing it down. So let's go back to just hair extensions, and let's take a look at page likes. So beauty supply store for hair extensions, nail salon, sports bar, candy store, shopping district. So this is not very targeted in regards to what we're looking for, so we'd have to go to the other one, which was it was a magazine. What was the magazine called? New Beauty. Alright, so New Beauty magazine. Let's go back here. New Beauty magazine. Perfect. So now it goes up to here, and now we can see different places where people are actually interested in. They've liked pages on Facebook based off of these categories. Okay, so we can actually go through all of these, copy them, put them into the interest, and you're going to keep narrowing down your audience so that you can find out exactly who's liking what. So if we actually click that, we're going to be able, once this loads here, this is going to be a makeup artist choice, so it's probably not going to be the best one, but pretty much what you guys can do is once you click that, it's going to take you straight to the Facebook page. And on the Facebook page now, you can actually see how many people like the page. You can see their activities. You can read posts. You can see how engaging their comments are in regards to the product. So are they talking about, let's just say, hair extension in this example? Are people commenting about hair extension? Is it something that people are interested in, or is it just, they liked it and no one's talking about hair extension, and it's probably not the best place to target? So you guys can go through all of these. There's a lot of different options that you guys can get through. Obviously, the more broad you got, or the more direct you guys go in regards to finding more and more interest, the better it becomes in regards to targeting your niche market. Okay, so that's the cool thing, guys. You can also take a look at the location, so you can see what cities people are mostly at. I don't know why Arizona is more popular for both of these terms, but now you know that when you're doing your ads, you could create one ad on Facebook and only target hair extensions and new beauty people who like that, and only target to Arizona, because you know that 56% of the people are coming from there, 4% of people are coming there, and it's the most targeted one, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what's super, super powerful about the audience insight, is the more time you guys spend on here. Obviously, I can't spend hours going through this, but if you guys spend a lot of time going through here, you guys can take a look at all the information, find out how many people like pages, their income, device uses, if they've been on a phone or desktop. This is super important. So when you're creating your ads, if everyone is always on desktop, then you obviously want to create ads that are just targeted to desktop. If everyone's on mobile, then obviously you're only going to target mobile. So it really gives you a lot of data that you can just spend hours going through and figure out your exact avatar, so that you guys can now target and create the perfect ad. So this might seem like it's a long process, but I guarantee you guys, if you spend 1 to 2 hours creating the perfect avatar, you guys will make your Facebook ads work very, very quickly